I strangled my 72-year-old father until he stopped breathing. I wrapped my arm around my 72-year-old father's throat and squeezed until his body went limp and he dropped to the kitchen floor. My mother walked in and started screaming. "What did you do to him?" She kept shrieking while she shook his body. "He's not breathing." The paramedics did CPR for 2 minutes before he gasped back to life. They loaded him onto a stretcher and one of them looked at me and said, "Did you do this to him?" My mother pointed at me and screamed, "She did! She tried to kill my husband." I was in handcuffs before the ambulance pulled away. My 5-year-old daughter was standing in the doorway watching them take me. She didn't say a word. My brother came to the jail the next morning and slammed his fist against the glass before he even sat down. "He has brain damage," he said. "You choked our father so long that his brain didn't get oxygen and now he doesn't know what year it is. He keeps asking for mom and she's sitting right next to him. I told him to let me explain." "I don't need you to explain. You've been waiting for him to die so you could get your peace," he said. "And when it was taking too long, you decided to speed things up." I begged him to just listen. "I hope the other inmates find out you tried to murder a 72-year-old man," he said. "They'll take care of you." My sister came that afternoon sobbing before she sat down. "Mom had a panic attack this morning," she said. "It was so bad that they had to sedate her. She keeps saying she walked in on her own daughter strangling her husband. She's talking about offing herself. Are you happy now? You've destroyed everyone who ever loved you." I moved toward the glass and she flinched back like I was a monster. "Don't," she said. "I don't even want to look at you. I used to defend you when people said you were cold. I used to tell them they didn't know the real you." She stood up. "I guess they knew you better than I did." My mother came on the 3rd day and her voice was completely flat. "Your daughter won't talk anymore," she said. "She's only 5 years old and she is traumatized from watching you try to kill her grandfather for no reason. I felt sick. Because of you, she just sits in the corner and rocks. The therapist says you may have permanently broken her." She finally looked at me and her eyes were dead. "I wish I'd never had you. I wish I'd lost you before you were born. You're not my child. You're just something that grew inside me by mistake." She stood up and left without looking back. My mother came back 2 weeks later and she looked like she hadn't slept since I'd last seen her. She sat down slowly and didn't say anything for a long time. "Your daughter finally talked," she said, and her voice broke on the last word. "She told me Grandpa's eyes went funny and he started talking to people who weren't there. She told me he grabbed her by the hair so hard some of it came out in his hand." My mother was shaking now. She said he dragged her across the kitchen floor toward the knife lock. She said he kept calling her a robber and saying he had to get rid of her before she hurt the family. Tears were streaming down her face. She said he grabbed a knife and she thought she was going to die. "You came running in and tried to pull her away, but he was too strong." She said you were screaming at him to stop and he just kept dragging her. My mother put her hand on the glass. She said you put your arm around his neck because it was the only way to make him let go of her hair. She said you saved her life. I was crying so hard I couldn't speak. "I'm dropping the charges today," she said, "and I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to make up for what I said to you in this room. My father is in a memory care facility now. He has no idea what happened that day and I want to keep it that way."